This week on the Movies and Stuff show, we're going to talk about the Jason Biggs movie, Amateur Night, and some other stuff. Stay tuned. And welcome once again to the Movies and Stuff show. My name is Dan, and joining me this week, three other people that watched a lovely movie. Abe, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
We got Amanda. Thank you for watching this movie.
You're not welcome.
We got Marty, too.
Good evening, everybody.
It was a free movie, so Marty didn't mind.
I'll watch anything if you send it to me.
Not that we sent him a free movie.
No.
No, because it's video on demand, so we all paid for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we paid for it.
All right. Well, before we get into that, we are talking about Amateur Night at some point in the show. But I think Abe sent the link to you, Amanda. I sent the link to Marty. I want to talk about this BBC Culture 21st Century's 100 Greatest Films. Get a sense of what you think about the list, and then if there's anything you think should be in the top 10, maybe. So we'll just run through the top. I'm going to run through the top 12.
Arbitrary?
Just because I want to. Well, number 12 is Zodiac by David Fincher. Number 11 was Inside Llewyn Davis. Number 10 was No Country for Old Men.
All right.
Number 9, A Separation. Number 8, Yee Yee, a 1 and a 2. Number 7 is The Tree of Life. Number 6 is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Number 5 was Boyhood. Number 4 was Spirited Away. Number 3, There Will Be Blood. Number 2, In the Mood for Love. And number 1 is Mulholland Drive. David Lynch, number 1. Abe, you have no issues with the number 1 pick, do you?
I have no issues with the number 1 pick. Like I told you last year when I revisited Mulholland Drive, it's up there. It's up there. I think it's arguably one of the greatest films ever made. Hands down.
Any rebuttals there? Marty, you've seen it, right?
I have not seen it, actually. I have to apologize for that one. I've only seen, I think I only saw 2 or 3 of the movies you just mentioned, which I feel bad about. But
How was Yee Yee?
not as Tree of Life, but it's in the ballpark, I would say.
So which three did you see? I'm guessing Eternal Sunshine you saw, right?
Yeah. Zodiac.
No Country. You had to have seen No Country.
Yeah. I've seen those 3. But and I don't know why it's like every couple of years someone puts out a list and everyone has to go nuts about it. But
Well, that's why we have a show.
We do this every month, dude. Shut up.
Without lists, we have no show.
Shh. Okay, you can do a stuff show, and it'd just be just as fun.
He's making his move against the show right now, tonight.
Here's the problem, though, is we need stuff like this to talk about, to have a stuff show.
No, I have things. I mean, let's go to Amanda first, but there are some glaring omission lists that I can
Okay,
talk
we'll get to your glaring omissions. Amanda, what do you think of this list?
I mean, I think it sounds pretty fair for, like, I don't know, they're kind of all boring movies that are about life. So, like, if you're into movies that are about life, I guess that's okay. I'm kind of into movies that are about, like, zombies and explosions, so I'm happy to see that Paul Thomas Anderson is ranking higher on this list than any of Wes Anderson's movies, because I like
God.
like every single Wes Anderson movie is on this list, and yet the other Andersons still beat it.
I'm surprised that Tenenbaums was so low. Crazy.
No love for Life Aquatic, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, my love of There Will Be Blood. I think.
Well, the hotel movie was up high, right?
That's a shocker to me.
Yeah, that's weird.
How does the Grand Budapest rank higher than Tenenbaum's Rushmore and Life Aquatic?
Yeah,
Yeah,
shocking.
Tenenbaums is
I feel like Grand Budapest was really accessible though. Like if you're not into Wes Anderson, I feel like that was the easiest one to watch if you're like not into it.
I'd agree with that, but right above that, number 20 is Schenectady, New York, which is assuredly not accessible.
We talked about that a couple weeks ago, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I missed that.
I don't know. I agree with Marty. Like, no, every couple of years we have this list that we get all crazy about. But let's go crazy about this list. I love There Will Be Blood. I think it should be up there. I'm not going to argue Mulholland Drive, There Will Be Blood. I'll put There Will Be Blood higher on my list. But if someone says Mulholland Drive, I'm not gonna fight them for it. There are some glaring omissions. Marty, what are your glaring omissions?
Departed. How is Departed not one of the 100 best films of the last 16 years? Easily one of my favorite movies of all time, let alone 16 years. It won the Oscar. I mean, how is that not on this above fucking shit like Max Fury Road, which was a fucking snooze fest, if you ask me.
Because it was a remake?
Oh.
Juno not on this list. Juno is of this century. That's not in the top 100 of
Juno?
This last 16.
Juno.
Yeah. How do you not like Juno?
It does not age well at all.
Over fucking the cartoons they had on here. Like they had what was the last one that came out? Inside the Brain nonsense that everyone loved. Inside Out.
I thought that was the Kevin Kline movie about being gay.
Yeah, those are my two. I mean, Star Wars not withholding, but those are my two. Departed. I don't know how you don't have the Departed on the top 100.
Well, I agree with you on that. In that Wolf of Wall Street's on this list.
Yeah,
and Departed's not. That's a joke.
I love Wolf of Wall Street. Departed is way better than Wolf of Wall Street. Not even close.
I think my main issue is that they really skewed more so to movies that came out recently as opposed to the older ones. Like I'm looking at some of the ones that are lower on the list, like Requiem for a Dream, Moonrise Kingdom, Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward, Robert Ford. These are all movies that came out like 10 years ago, and I think it's just skewing a little bit in the top ones.
I don't even think Gangs of New York made the list.
Well, that's acceptable. That's acceptable. They don't have to just put every Scorsese flick on there. Bring Out Your Dead isn't on here either.
Well, for good reason. Bring Out Your Dead came out before 2000 anyway.
Oh shit, it did. Damn it.
Yeah.
I was surprised at who got the most love. Like as Amanda pointed out, Wes Anderson and P.T. Anderson, of course, got some love. And the perpetually overrated fella, I just don't understand why he gets all the love, is Terrence Malick. Sorry. Perpetually overrated. He gets a lot of love too.
Oh yeah, the New World up there too, right?
Mm-hmm. Nolan got a lot. I think I saw at least 4.
Nolan got his Memento. He had Dark Knight was on there. Inception was on there. Yeah.
So he had all his 4.
Well, those are all accessible.
Lars von Trier, he had Dogville. He had a couple, I think.
Dogville's phenomenal. I'm still going to go to bat for Dogville, time and time again.
We got AI on there. Quite low, in my opinion. Yeah.
That's
Amanda.
Amanda, I don't like Terrence Malick either.
Amanda, why don't you like Terrence Malick?
Because he's a genius and he knows it. I would compare Terrence Malick to reading Melville or Hawthorne, where it's like he's writing, I guess in this case, making a movie, and it's like everything he does, he knows that it's going to be important and it's going to be really good. And so you have to deal with it feeling pretentious while you're watching it. And then you also have to deal with the fact that, how do you stop this guy? So I told Abe and I talked about this a little bit. If you're an editor working with this guy, how do you tell him no? No, you don't know what you're doing, or no, I think this could be improved, or there's no stopping him from making his movie way too long, or making it boring or inaccessible, or having the dinosaurs look worse than Jurassic Park from the 90s. So like I like pieces of what he's done, but I feel like he I feel like because he knows he's good, he can't be critical of himself and give us something that's a little more concise. Like I would rather watch Jurassic Park followed by Stand By Me than Tree of Life again. And it would probably be faster.
But don't you think that that's the independent filmmaker's dream? Is to be able to just do whatever the hell they want?
No. I think the independent filmmaker's dream is to become a dependent filmmaker and have everybody know who they are and think they're brilliant, and to have people claim that they like them even when they don't get them. Like to be able to just put out stuff that's art and have people go, "Oh yeah," and like have to, I don't know.
Correct me if was Lincoln on the list? I didn't see that one either.
No, Lincoln wasn't.
You know what else is missing is Pitch Black.
Oh,
or Pitch Perfect, for that matter.
Yeah, both of those should be on that list.
Our friend Detective D has chimed in with the chat, and he's outraged that Blades of Glory didn't make the list.
Are there any Will Ferrell movies on this?
I didn't see any.
And even Hangover. Hangover 1 is a great movie. They've got,
Bridesmaids?
yeah, there's no comedies on the list. And in a century almost owned by superhero movies, I'm not saying you got to put all of them on there, but to only put Dark Knight, you got to at least throw a bone to a genre that's kind of
Man of Steel.
$10 billion over the last 16 years.
See, that's kind of what I was trying to say. I was like, it's all like,
Yeah, to not have Bridesmaids or Hangover on the list. Hangover is not thought about well anymore because of the two sequels that sucked. But the first one was a huge hit and everyone loved it. And Bridesmaid was great too. I don't think there was any comedies other than if you want to call that Budapest Hotel a comedy for some people, but
I'd call Inside Llewyn Davis a comedy.
That's true. But they only gave those kind of comedies, recognition.
Cohen comedies.
Yeah, Cohen comedies.
Now, Abe, you haven't seen Inside Llewyn Davis. We were just talking about that.
No, I have not. I have not seen it. It's on Amazon Prime, and I am meaning to see it. But
I just saw it. I loved it. Like I don't know why I held off on seeing it for so long. Because I'm an asshole, I guess. But I really enjoyed it. So.
You had to go see Life of Pets. You had stuff to do.
Secret Life of Pets is awesome.
Oh yes. I'm sure it is, Dan.
Secret Life of Pets. It's the same people that did Minions.
No, what?
What?
You're thinking of 9 Lives, you asshole.
9 Lives. I'm sorry. That's worse.
can we just talk shit on Boyhood being number 5? Can't we just say that's a fucking joke?
But it was supposed to be good, right?
I guess so. It most assuredly was not.
I'm sorry, I didn't see it. I just heard it was supposed to be good. It's supposed to be on the list, right?
I think that movie just gets credit because of what it was. A movie that was filmed over how many years, whatever. So they love the achievement of it.
Yeah, so bold to watch people grow up on screen. Not like Harry Potter or anything like that.
It's just more of that real life crap.
And Lord of the Rings wasn't on the list either, right? Return of the King was this last 16 years.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
That's a 2000 movie. You don't? I mean,
well, I think
the main issue with Lord of the Rings is it's broken up into 3 movies, but it should really just be 1 movie.
I mean, part 3 was nominated for an Oscar.
Well, that was nominated for a symbolic Oscar because the first part didn't win one. And, to compare the 3, the first is the best of the bunch.
Oh, this is another thing we don't need to fight about right now.
Would you rather talk Amateur Night, or would you rather continue talking about other stuff until we get there?
No, I just thought it would be funny to I looked up my guesses for this list before I actually opened the link that Abe sent.
Oh, clever.
And I said, let me guess, 1 through 10 is Wes Anderson. The rest of the list is padded with Pixar, and number 99 will be Return of the King. No other Lord of the Rings movies on the entire list. That was what I guessed before looking at it. So.
Well, we sure as hell know the Hobbit movies weren't going to make this list. Marty, you going to shell $800 for that big box set?
No, I'm not. That's a crime. I mean, how do you expect? I know it comes in a nice box or whatever, but Jesus Christ.
Maybe ask Santa Claus for it.
Almost Famous is number 79, and that's just a fucking outrage too. That movie does not deserve to be on a list anywhere, except for the most.
I wasn't positive that was this century. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's 2000. I argue that their definition of 21st century is a little skewed, but
yeah, they did make note of that.
Yeah, well, they don't. That movie doesn't deserve to be on this list. I can't hold a candle.
Nope. So overrated.
It is overrated.
It's not better than Departed. I'll tell you that much.
Marty's just stuck on The Departed.
He is.
I fucking love that movie.
It's good. It's good. It's no doubt. No, I'm with you. It is good. But Moulin Rouge, 53. Get the fuck out of here. Honest to God, that movie does not deserve to be on this list either. Come on.
I think one of the things that irked me is there were a lot of just innovative or visually stunning movies that came out in the early thousands, and for that to be representative of that era kind of irks me. You know, there's a lot better movies that came out around that time that better represented the visual style or the innovation than that movie.
Not a fan.
No, it's terrible. I mean, anything else? Should we move on to Amateur Night? Are we gonna?
Avatar wasn't on this. Avatar wasn't on there. I didn't like it, as a movie, but as a achievement, I thought it was pretty special. And in the same A-word movie, Aviator.
Okay, I can get behind that. Absolutely, that should be on here.
I mean, that should have won the Oscar. That should have been Leo's Oscar, but they gave it to Jamie Foxx that year, which is another movie that you could have maybe put on this list if you wanted. But Aviator was, I don't know, I keep mentioning Leo DiCaprio Scorsese movies, but they are good.
No, they are good, no doubt. I am just still proud that No Country for Old Men is the highest ranked Coen Brothers movie on this list. I feel validated. If you're out there, Mr. Jack Random, there it is.
Yeah, he's not a fan because it's too dark or too nihilistic.
Yeah, he and Tom are the same kind of people. They got all weepy if it's not a bubbly movie.
You ever read Cormac McCarthy at all?
I never. I don't read.
I'm just saying the Coens actually injected some humor into. I mean, not to say that Cormac McCarthy's book isn't funny, but it's not funny at all. Honestly, I feel like the Coens took very, very dark material there and added a sense of humor to it. In many ways, I feel that it's very much a Coen Brothers movie. I don't see it much different from a lot of their other stuff. So I don't get it. I don't get why.
I have a hard time reading a book after I've seen the film, so I probably never will.
I read No Country before I saw.
Okay.
Yeah. Same thing with The Road too. Road's another one.
Nice. 25th Hour. I have a hard time with that being up there. I feel like they just felt like they had to put Spike in there. But if they're gonna do 2000 and beyond, it's a hard movie to watch, but Bamboozled really is a phenomenal bit of satire.
Yeah. Bamboozled is great.
Yeah. It's a hard film to watch, no doubt, but it's so good. I feel like 25th Hour was Spike Lee's goodbye to making good movies. That was it. He just kind of waved goodbye.
And just again, it was just like, hey, we got Ed Norton. Let's have him try to win an Oscar again.
Was there any horror in the
Oh, come on. They never make the list.
I mean, some of them were good.
It's from the BBC. The Brits fucking hate horror.
Unless it's old Dracula movies.
So, I mean, you get 100 films of 16 years, and you have no comedy, no horror, and one superhero movie, which really wasn't even a superhero movie. So.
I think I saw Only Lovers Left Alive. That was vampires, right?
Oh, is that right?
I think that was I'm thinking that was the Tom Hiddleston, Tilda Swinton, sparkly vampire movie.
Oh God!
Even The Witch came out this year. You could have put on there
as one of the 100. As one of the 100 greatest films of this century.
I mean, if you wanted to throw one to horror, that's more of a think piece of a horror movie too. It's not like it's not a slasher film or anything like that.
Right.
I mean, it's not better than Departed, but
are we gonna have a Departed drinking game? I mean, we haven't started talking about Ghostbusters 2016 yet, but we're gonna have a Departed.
That's a horror.
I think it's a middle. What was the one? Let the Right One In. That should be on this list.
Isn't it?
Isn't it? I didn't see it.
It's number 94.
Okay, good.
Sorry, I just happen to have it right here.
Oh, okay. I was on the other side of the list.
I also could just say any number you want right now, and you would believe me. Just throwing that out there. I just have to say it confidently, and you would think it was on the list.
That's true. You're like John Stossel.
But
I believe you no matter what.
It is actually number 94.
There we go. That's the best horror movie this year.
I thought it would be clever to trick you, but I didn't think of it before I said the right thing out loud. So
well, I'm not going to believe anything you say ever again now.
It's for the best.
Probably. Abe, anything that outraged you for being missing?
Ooh, for missing? No, I think I'd have to really think. But no, I mean, I wasn't really pissed off of what was not there. I was just pissed off of what was there. And that, that There Will Be Blood, number 3. If I'm going to take a P.T. Anderson movie, I'm going to put the Master number, I'm going to flip-flop Master and There Will Be Blood. The Master is at least a challenging film. It makes you think a little bit. There was really nothing to There Will Be Blood.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to argue if you're going to praise The Master, because The Master is a brilliant movie, but There Will Be Blood is...
Brilliant's a little... Yeah. But I'm going to flip-flop those, because I think that was probably, this century, the best P.T. Anderson.
Yeah, it's the second best P.T. Anderson movie ever. I agree with you.
Yeah, Magnolia was 99, right?
Yeah, Magnolia missed out, yeah. Because that would have made the list.
Oh, it would have. They were all over him.
For good reason.
Whatever.
Well, you're just mad that David Lynch couldn't have been on the list anymore, because what else did he put out?
Right, he's out
Inland
there.
Empire, right?
Right. Well, his coffee commercials didn't quite make the list.
And The Departed didn't make the list. If anyone missed that at home, there was no Departed on this list.
I mean, I'm not saying you got to put every movie that won Best Picture up, but you put Spotlight. I love Spotlight, but it's not better than The Departed.
No, Spotlight isn't better than The Departed. No.
And Birdman wasn't on the list.
No, and Birdman, most people would say is above Spotlight, even though I love Spotlight. But you totally, notice a theme of Irish-based films on my list.
Well, maybe that's why.
And the English want nothing to do with it. Yeah, that's just
after Brexit. They're just like, no.
Those goddamn blokes discriminating us again.
To be fair, it's not the real Irish; it's American Irish, Marty. I mean,
Shanny Irish is still respectable Irish. Thank you.
All right, now that we've kind of attacked the Irish,
Brooklyn is on the list. That's Irish. That's lace curtain Irish. You see, they put the lace curtain Irish people up there. They don't put the Shanny Irish people up there. And I am born and bred Shanny Irish.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
Marty's drinking whiskey, and that's nothing to do with him being Irish at all. Just because he likes whiskey.
It's whiskey from Ireland, though. That I bought in Ireland.
And you put it in your carry-on? Your pack?
Yes. Yeah. They let you take 2 bottles.
Oh. All right. Well, while you guys are chit-chatting away,
this is
our friend Kim said, "Avatar, get the fuck out." D.
I don't like Avatar, but I'm saying as just a film achievement. I mean, to not recognize it somewhere above, Moulin Rouge. What a nice.
Put It Follows on there. Alex is saying The Hills Have Eyes should be on there. D is saying.
Yeah, there you go. There were some good horror in the last 16 years.
The Hills Have Eyes has the most poetic title outside of a Malick movie. Oh, and D wants Martyrs.
Martyrs should be up there.
That's a good one. Yeah.
But they hit the French.
Somebody else in there said The Descent.
Descent? Love The Descent.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably my favorite horror film.
There you go.
I mean, from this recent generation, yeah.
There you go. That's it. That's what everybody had. So, and there was some love for that vampire movie.
What We Do in the Shadows, or
Byzantine. That was Neil Jordan getting back to vampires, as I recall.
I thought you were talking about the funny vampire movie.
There was a funny vampire movie?
Yeah, that's What We Do in the Shadows, right?
The one with Abe Lincoln?
That was good.
Oh, no. Not the one with Abe Lincoln, Marty.
Oh, yes. No,
I forgot that was a thing.
No love for Lincoln or Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter on this list.
Jesus.
Racism.
That's what I think.
All right.
Yeah, I was tempted to, make you guys watch Amateur Night and not even talk about it at all. Just kind of like string this whole episode along.
I know where you live.
I was really tempted to do it.
Unlike the rest of them, I know where you live. So,
but we're only 25 minutes into the show, so I guess we need to fill some time. So let's talk about Amateur Night.
I can talk about The Departed for 25 more minutes, and the difference between Channy Irish and Lace Curtain Irish.
This is the stuff. In the movies and stuff.
All right.
Any fancy logos, Abe, for Amateur Night? No.
Oh no, we do. Are you ready to actually bring it in? There
Let's
you
do
go.
it. Let's do it.
That's
Whoa.
Oh no, it hurts.
So
I had to put 2016 on there because if you Google Amateur Night, you only get like 2 results from this movie. It takes you to the Apollo instead, for the most part.
that is true.
This movie needed to get the guy running out with the hook about 10 minutes in.
Oh God.
I gotta say, I was expecting it to be a lot worse. I really was. I thought it was gonna be like the worst movie I've ever seen.
So that's actually something I wanted to say, was that this movie was made by people who know how to make a movie.
Right.
Was it?
Like, yes, it was. It was just, this movie did not need to be made. Like, why this one?
I mean, what movie really needs to be made?
But I mean, like, the people, they obviously knew how to hold cameras. There were a couple of actually really pretty shots. I could hear everything they were saying. The sound mixing was okay. There were only a few really disturbing sound effects. I don't know. They threw a couple of cute songs in there for like the dildo washing montage or whatever. You know, like.
No spoilers, Amanda. Come on.
This is a very spoiler episode.
Sorry, I ruined the entire movie for you. That's the climax, is watching dildos.
Climax.
Innuendo, of course. And it's a husband and wife duo, right? That wrote and directed.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
It
it's
is.
a husband and wife duo that wrote and directed it. And here's what I find interesting though is some of the better parts of the movie is which with Jason Biggs talking to his wife, but the dialogue was just so unrealistic for like a couple. Like it was nice. They worked well together. They acted well together. I was surprised. But the dialogue was completely unrealistic. It's like there's no way that married people talk this way. I'm a married person. I know other married people. We don't talk this way.
Well, but like, there's also no way that a man that age doesn't like know that you shouldn't take a job from Craigslist, or like, I don't know, like that some people consensually tie each other up and that you shouldn't interrupt that. Like, I don't know. This guy acted like he didn't know anything about sex or drugs or having fun or driving a car, or I don't know. Like, who was this guy supposed to be?
Plus, he didn't carry a gun here in America?
Yeah.
Unrealistic.
And he didn't know how to just chill out and wait for a fucking phone call at the very beginning of the movie?
It just seemed...
It made it seem like he was calling every 10 seconds, the way they edited that montage together. Man, I did not like Jason Biggs in this movie. Holy shit, did I not like him.
He's in the entirety of the movie, so that's right.
Like, I didn't feel bad for anything that was happening to him. I wasn't rooting for him to succeed. I don't know, like, I didn't care about what happened to him on any level. And in fact, I was probably rooting against him slightly towards the end of the movie. I was kind of pulling for wings to take him out.
You didn't like the dick buffet?
Oh, Jesus.
That was actually, I thought that was a kind of funny line. I actually
it was
wrote
funny.
down, like, I was like, oh, dick buffet is kind of funny. And then, like, none of my other notes. Like, that was the last thing in the movie that I thought was funny, and that was before the opening credits.
I like
right?
the guy from Reno 911.
All right, do you want to actually like run down the plot? Sound we just we're bashing it as if no one else has actually seen this.
Yeah,
thing.
no one else in America.
No. This is better advertising for the movie than anything else. Is like this is how I watched Catwoman. Was that I didn't actually understand what the plot was, and so I actually sat down and watched it.
Well, that's how I went into it not knowing what it was. You guys said we're doing this, so you sent the movie along, and I watched it. And I was in the first 5 minutes. It's like, it's this guy calling for a job. He can't get a job, and his pregnant wife comes in. They're losing their insurance. So I was actually under the stupid, I guess, assumption that wow, this might be a serious take on managing life and not having a job, and then he goes to Fatburger to meet a pimp. And he becomes a driver.
Dispatcher. There are no
so then you realize, okay, the movie's going this way. And they say it's based on a true story. And if that's the case, it's a great story. I can't lie. If this happened to me, I'd want this to be a movie. But as a movie, the second he starts washing dildos in the sink, it just becomes American Pie Part 6. Jason Biggs becomes a pimp, basically. And after that, it's just one stupid sight gag after another.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it in a nutshell.
Anybody buying that this was a true story?
No, not for a fucking second. No.
And I mean, one of the things that I realize, and again, just thinking if I'm trying to put myself in Jason Biggs' situation here. I drive to
the actor or the character?
The character.
The actor.
The actor has this.
All right, so you got to pay a lot of taxes, and
so I'm just thinking about. I go to this job. All right, I pick up this woman. All right, I drop her off. All right, I get freaked out. I drive away. I talk to my wife, and my wife says, "Oh no, you got to go back." No, my wife says, "Call the fucking cops." End of movie.
Well, your wife would have read the whole Craigslist thing and not sent you to Fatburger to do this.
Well,
why not a temp agency? Why not a temp agency? Why not sell your MacBook for that $500 you need to come up with to pay your insurance? Because I looked it up. If you're making $23,000 a year, at most it's going to cost you, and I'm assuming $23,000 because that's the max you're going to get from unemployment. Your insurance is going to cost you at most $500 per month before tax credits.
In the state of California?
In the state of California. That's what it said. Of course, if you go to the Obamacare exchange.
But
the movie takes place in California, people.
I was about to say, who actually would cover the insurance? Because there's a lot of health companies dropping out of Obamacare. Not to get all political here.
Well, this was not. There was no year attached to this movie, so we're not really sure when this happened.
True. This true story that happened.
I mean, so he picks up this hooker or escort, whatever you want to call her, Nikki, who we first see her as this kind of no-nonsense dominatrix type. But in the course of, I guess, 4 hours of this movie, becomes like this heart of gold, wanting to help this guy save his life type character, kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah,
not out of nowhere. Wait a minute.
Why did she care about him at all? I didn't get that. When
by
did
the
she
end
care?
of the movie, though, by the end of the movie, he saved her from being arrested. Did he not? He proved that he had this heart. The other two escorts were saying, drive away, and he's like, Frankly, it would have been cool if he ran the guy down, like pinned him between the two cars. That would have made for a better movie.
That was also stupid. You have, all right, so they go to the bachelor party, and the cop, and after the bachelor party, undercover cop, I guess, tries to get a blowjob for $200, and then arrests her because of that. What cop is planning that much of a seed of undercover work to do much work to just arrest this random hooker to get is that the score, and then 3 cop cars submerge on this fucking nonsense of a plot.
And then the Repo Man take his bastard car away.
I do have a story about that. I
was wondering how they were and then when they showed the Repo.
Wow, you're laughing an awful lot for claiming that you hated this movie.
It's hilariously bad.
Just pointing that out.
Man, I got to agree with Marty. This was a bad movie. It's a wannabe raunchy comedy from the 80s, but it doesn't ever get that raunchy, or it doesn't ever even really get that gross. And come on now. I mean, really, gay jokes? Oh, he's gay. Ha, ha, ha. That's funny.
Yeah,
is this a bad comedy from the 90s?
That was weird.
Yeah, this is like, this is Kevin Smith territory.
There was
that's why we decided it took place like 10 years ago, right?
Is that why we did?
Well, I mean, like, it's things like that.
Yeah, I would imagine it's in that area.
But he's got the phone. I just don't understand. When did the iPhone first come out?
Let's see. I had mine back in 2006.
Yeah,
about 10 years ago.
Well, there you go.
10 years. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was that thin. It was probably like, yeah.
I don't think I had much of a budget on this movie. So
I think I actually have one in my drawer. Let me go find one.
But another major point of this movie that does it probably by accident, didn't even know realize it was doing this. How it talks about how horrible bachelor parties are, to be quite honest, and what a gigantic waste of money they are. Because the whole movie is these 3 hookers, or whatever you want to call them, strippers, or I think they did porn as well.
Wait. So hold on. So let's get this equation right. Are all strippers hookers, but all hookers are not strippers? I can't remember the equation.
They're completely different. It's apples and oranges.
So, but 3 of them go to the bachelor party, and they're just kind of robbing these guys, like ripping these guys off for money the entire time. And it's just sad in a way, but funny. But I don't know.
It's making you think a lot about all the bachelor parties that you've been to in your life and how much money you've wasted.
I think my girlfriend is one of the 6 watchers we have. I'm not going to go much further into that, but
well,
yes.
she has nothing to worry about. She has nothing to worry about. Escorts at bachelor parties don't ever take their tops off.
Well, sometimes they got the pasties underneath, right?
If
If they're Eddie Murphy's daughter.
but
that was Eddie Murphy's daughter.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
If you pay extra, Ashley Tisdale will squirt on you, though.
No, what it is.
Whoa. Man, I don't know. Yeah, I never quite got what this movie was trying to do because it never quite found what it was trying to do, I don't think.
And it's unrated too. It doesn't have, because it was video on demand. I don't think it was like PG-13 or rated R. It was somewhere weird in that territory where it was neither.
Yeah. I mean,
it's definitely R.
It is, but it's not.
It's shockingly tame.
It really is tame for an R movie. If you want to consider it R, like it really is on that cusp of like, yeah, I guess it's R barely, but you cut out a couple of different, maybe like 2 scenes and it's PG-13.
I don't think you can show that many dildos at once and not be R.
Who the hell keeps their dildos covered in human fluid in a sealed baggie? That shit's colonizing, man. Amanda, look at me.
What?
Do you keep your dildo sealed in a baggie after it's got fluid all over it?
Of course not.
Okay.
Put it on the mantle where everyone can see it. My God, what kind of animal do you think I am?
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. That was horrific.
That was really scary. That was a really scary part of that movie for me too. I was like, no good.
Yeah, you need alcohol and oh God. They just can't throw it in the dishwasher? I don't.
You don't want them to start flying around and breaking your other dishes. I'm so sorry.
No, I think this
You
helps.
made me watch this. You're gonna sit here and listen to me talk about this.
All right. For the viewing audience, just so you know, there's a scene where some big has to wash a Ziploc bag dildos for the 3 hookers he has to drive around for this movie, and it's a major plot point.
Wait.
And it comes back again at the end.
It comes
too.
back at least 3 times.
Wait, but what was the song that they played while he did it? It was like some really cutesy song in the background of like the montage. It was like Mr. Big Shot or something.
Oh, it was something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, it was like
it was. Yeah.
That was the point of the movie. Like, really, they really think shit like this is still funny, watching Jason Biggs jerk off a dildo.
Apparently we think it's funny. Shut up.
Like,
We can't even talk about it.
well,
See, if you want to talk about movies eliciting responses, even though we didn't get
does.
these
Apparently
responses
this is art.
while watching it, it is art. It's art.
Top 100.
Better than Moulin Rouge.
I'd watch it before I watch Boyhood. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, we do have to see where this ranks on a certain scale, and I've already gotten to Abe's opinion on it, but I'll ask him again. Abe, where does this rank on the Ghostbusters 2016 scale?
Woo!
Oh, that's funny. Actually, Ghostbusters made me laugh one time. This movie made me laugh 0 times. So Ghostbusters wins. Andy Garcia beat this movie by a fucking nose.
Martin.
I would watch this movie before I watch Ghostbusters again. The guy playing the pimp in the Fat Burger,
wearing the 911, right?
911 guy. I laughed at that guy actually.
I liked him.
He was funny, and a couple other. I did laugh once or twice. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't like, wow, that's clever laugh, but it was just what.
I tell you, I was expecting this to be so atrocious, and
I didn't laugh once during Ghostbusters. I
he almost walked out.
I did not laugh for once during the movie. I gave the finger to Ghostbusters while watching. Finger to this movie. Well,
no, this movie was fingering itself.
But you know what Ghostbusters was missing? A bag full of dildos.
Bag full of dicks.
you mean ghost dildos?
I don't want to know what kind of ectoplasm is on those. Amanda, I take it that you put Ghostbusters 2016 over this.
Yeah.
I kind of feel. Do we have anything else to talk about? Because we got like 20 minutes left to talk on the show.
I have a few comments.
Let's go.
I wrote down more things.
Let's go. Let's go through Amanda's comments.
Because, like Marty, I went into this thinking it was a serious movie, and I actually was taking notes. So, like, the progression of these notes this may be helpful.
I think so.
So I started by noting that there was a choreographer credited, but there was no dancing.
There was stripping. That's a form of dance.
Mm-hmm.
Someone had to choreograph those scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they didn't get Jason Biggs to strip again, like reprise his American Pie stripping. They should have.
All right, so
it does not look any different, and is not doing anything any different. Really, everything he's done since American Pie is basically just Jason Biggs in a movie. Even when he was in Orange is the New Black for like a season, it was basically, wow, what if the guy from American Pie was married to a woman in prison? That's all he's ever been, is that character. For, I guess 20 years now.
Next note, Amanda.
Okay.
My note was good.
This was reminding me of The Neighbors, the Seth Rogen movie about panicking when you have kids and not wanting to grow up and living next to a fraternity, except there were character arcs in that movie, which makes it better.
No, I think they made some legitimate points as far as that. Like, there were some points like, well, what if we're not good at this?
Mm-hmm.
What if I hate my child? You know, they tried to do some things with the wife's character in this movie as far as, worrying about
Yeah, but like I think Neighbors did it better.
Well, like, Neighbors are just worrying about, they just wanted to stay cool.
But it was also a lot of like, can we actually take care of a human? Which I have no comment on. I can't. All right. Next, I wrote, well, at least this is going to be short, because it was like under 90 minutes, right?
It was.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, this is going to be short. Great. And then I wrote, oh, there's a couple of decent shots. And then I was like, wait, is this a period piece? What year is this? I should have my mom tell me what year that car is. Has this guy never seen the internet? Oh, look, here's Ashley Tisdale. Wait, is that the best take they got from her? And then something about, I want to be watching Magic Mike so badly now. This sex show is really boring. Suddenly, this movie feels really long, and that was the last thing I wrote.
And then she just started writing all work and no play. Yes.
Funny point. This is the second time I've seen Ashley Tisdale play a hooker. She was also a hooker in a season of Sons of Anarchy. And I think
she's trying to not be a Disney person, right?
Yeah, so I guess if on that level, if you're a fan of High School Musical and you want to see how Ashley Tisdale turned out, you can watch this movie.
Not well.
She still looks all right. I mean,
She got a nose job, right?
got a nose job.
She did a Jennifer Grey, and no one wanted to hire her anymore. And now she has to do shit like this.
But these people have some esteem. Apparently, they're working with Robert De Niro next. They have some cachet. These directors.
Wait a minute, no. Robert De Niro.
Doing what? Bad Grandpa 2?
Well, it's kind of like
hold
that,
on,
yeah.
hold on a second. Robert De Niro now? Or are they
Right,
working
yeah.
with Robert De Niro from like 30 years ago?
No,
Because
they're
that would be cachet.
Yeah. Well, no, they're still working with De Niro, which is it's more than these people deserve after watching this movie.
I don't think so. Honestly, I'd be surprised if a Robert De Niro film that they do is going to be much better than this.
Oh, I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be. But I don't think De Niro is the weak link here. I think this writing duo is the weak link.
Well, are these writers the people that are claiming this was a true story? Is this their
Yes.
story?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're basically, I read up a little bit. I did a little research on it, and they've been in Hollywood for a while, and they claim that this is stuff that they've seen or heard from people that this happened, and
Oh, fuck
yeah.
that.
So this is
So
really
that's
like
the true story.
So this is like what happens. This is like the universe always balances itself out. There's Chuck Palahniuk over here, and then there's these people on the other end of the spectrum.
Great pronunciation, by the way.
I don't know how to say his name. I don't
No, you got it.
Oh,
You got it.
okay.
Yeah.
So, Dan, where can people find this lovely movie?
It depends. Do you want to pay for it? Because if you like to
Every
pay
now
for
and then I remember we're talking about this like it's a real thing that happened, and I just can't stop laughing.
Amateur Night is available on Amazon.com. I believe you can get it on iTunes, video on demand as well. You will not be seeing it in theaters, and you probably will not be seeing it on any like cable networks or basic cable, because it's that fine line between R and PG-13 and total crap.
Yes, it is. I do have a story to tell, though, that made me the end of this movie made me think of a real life story. Kids, I'm going to give you legal advice right now. I was working with a guy who I'm not going to say his name. I'll call him Marty. There was this guy named Marty, and Marty was driving home drunk and high one time from a party. He wrecked his car into a telephone pole. Actually,
Can we not name him Marty? I don't want people to actually think it was this Marty.
No. We'll call him.
It's true, but I've never wrecked my car.
We'll call him. I don't care. We'll call him Stefan. Stefan was driving home.
No. Definitely not Stefan. How about your favorite director of all time, Paul Thomas?
Okay, we'll call him P.T. Anderson. This fictional person's name is P.T. Anderson. And P.T. Anderson was driving home drunk and high one time, flipped his car and hit a light pole. So he did what any rational thinking person would do. He got out of his car and he ran the fuck away. He ran home. That's what he did. And the next morning when the cops came banging on his door saying, what's up with your car? He said, what do you mean, what's up with my car? He did not face a fine. He didn't go to jail, anything. Just the end of the movie made me think of this. So kids out there, when you're driving home drunk and high and you get into a car wreck, run the fuck away. There you go.
Don't represent the views of Movie Stuff Show or
This is more stuff, right?
Yes, this is stuff. But I mean, the end of this movie made me think of that. Just dip the fuck out and say, what do you mean what happened to my car?
Now, what year did that happen in, Abe?
That was 2007.
Okay. I still feel, see, this is 10 years ago, I still feel nowadays with the NSA and how much oversight that they have over
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
I don't think you're going to get away with... there's cameras everywhere. Just
This
saying.
is a person of interest. Come on.
There's cameras everywhere.
license plates. That's all you need.
There's cameras everywhere. But I'm just saying, you can't really flee and say that it wasn't you in your car, because someone's going to catch you leaving your car
Maybe.
nowadays.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's a potential thing. I mean, you could also not drive drunk and high, but I mean, come on, let's be realistic.
I mean, I can tell you, yes, you can, but this is a... This is broadcast, so I'm not going to talk about specifics.
The FCC is going to come shut us down.
We've had a Canadian smoke weed live on the air before.
While ranting about Mel Gibson. Yeah.
Canada doesn't count.
Man, I'm going to have to go back and watch your old episodes.
That was the debate show.
Well, I'll have to watch those.
You should.
I mean, I encourage everyone to watch all of our episodes. Just go back and watch everything. I don't think it's going to be as funny as this episode, but it was pretty entertaining.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What horrible movie are you going to make me watch next?
No, that was your initiation. That's it. You're in. You're set.
Okay, I've been thoroughly hazed.
Yeah, that's it.
I had to watch this and Flock of Dudes, which you'll find out in a month, which is another piece of shit movie.
Can we actually say that right now, Marty? Aren't we under embargo not to talk about it?
I didn't say why it was a piece of shit movie.
Oh, okay. So you didn't review it.
No.
You got free Domino's and free Bud Light.
Free Domino's and Bud Light, though. Me and 3 old ladies that went to go see it. 2 of whom walked out.
Did you have the theater to yourself, Marty?
There was about 7 of us, I would say.
Oh, Jesus. It's like saying Neon Demon.
Oh.
We're coming up in the world, guys. Movies and stuff show.
That was our zenith right there.
Hey, at least we're getting into like some
We're
movies.
getting there. We're making contacts. Or
I'm trying, Marty. I'm trying.
You're moving and
Getting-
shaking.
Yeah.
moving, shaking, getting pizzas.
I have no idea where Amanda lives, but if there's a movie in your area that we can get you into, we'll try.
I mean, I'm busy. I was just thinking about like all of the stuff that happens down at the AFI that I don't even bother to go to. Like,
Equity was a good movie.
Yeah,
Busy.
yeah.
With a bag. We're not going to say what's in that bag.
It's on the nightstand. It's not in it.
Oh my
Sorry,
gosh,
that-
my
no.
life is over.
Right in the world for everyone.
I mean, you were speaking hypothetically.
Oh, of course.
Well, yeah,
So it wasn't. Abe was just asking the proverbial you, not directly you.
I know.
Now the camera's going to pan to her mantle.
I would like if people.
That's going to
could
be the
jump
end
in-
of the show.
Oh lordy, what's going on? All right. If people can jump in the chat,
Only comic books in here.
if they've ever put their dildos in a dishwasher as Abe suggested, and how that worked out for them. Tell us your story and how that worked.
Yes.
This is like a thing I'm really tempted to Google.
Bring forth to us your dildo stories. That'll be the next episode.
I have a GoPro that I could put in the dishwasher, and I could find some sex toys and I could run it for you guys, and then we can loop the footage for like 6 hours and sell it at a film festival.
We could.
That would be on the 100 greatest BBC films of this century.
Yes. If there's one thing the Brits are, they're relaxed about sex. Yes.
I do, but I just got to say, Amanda, if you did do that, you would have you could put it on our site. You can put it on our channel. It would be under special content. I don't think
Right
we'd have
next to the movies for your kids.
right next to the movies for my kids.
You're cross promotional here. Great job.
We have
Yeah.
something for everybody here.
Something for everybody. That's what we're trying to do.
Film festival and fetish site. Detective D is letting us know.
I'm sadly actually interested in seeing what would happen.
Me too.
Yeah, that was the, that was a weird scene. That whole little fetish scene, I thought, in the movie. If we're gonna we can talk about Amateur Night for just a second. You don't see ball gags applied properly in mainstream movies that often. I was impressed with that. I mean, a leg free and a hog tie, that's a little weird. And then a dom with a animal mask on was even weirder, because that's usually for subs, but that's whatever.
Silence.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm glad you can
You also
clarify
see
these
them
details for
you're
us.
threatening someone with a syringe for a whole car.
That was so strange. Yeah. It was just so surreal to see Wings in that. I can't think of his real name. He was in Wings and that shitty Shining remake that Stephen King likes.
Oh my God, was that him?
Yeah,
That was really him?
that was really him.
I know who you're talking about.
He's fallen far.
I can't believe that I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I would rather actually watch an episode of Wings. Hell, I'd rather watch a season of Wings than this.
You're on. That's going to be our next episode. Abe watches a whole season of Wings.
There we go. We're gonna watch Lowell and and Monk, and I can't think of
No. For next time, we're gonna watch Magic Mike, and then you guys can tell me embarrassing stories about all of your like stripper gear and stuff.
We do know we owe Amanda a chick flick at this point.
Yeah. Or like something with Tom Hiddleston, or
We're
that
gonna
other
do
guy
Thor?
from what?
We'll talk about Thor. Yeah, come on.
Okay. Have you guys seen The Night Manager yet?
I haven't. I heard it's really good.
Yeah, I wanted to see
I heard
that.
it's really, really good. Yeah. So there's that.
There's always that. I can always watch that whenever I want to forget about this. And forget that I ever met you guys. Forget that this entire summer of watching movies ever happened to me.
Greatest summer of your life, the day that the summer that you got in contact with us.
Yes. We're actually going to ask that on the debate show Thursday. Was this the worst summer of movies ever? So that'll be a fun topic.
More cross promotion.
There you go.
I think that's a good place to end the show. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching the Movies and Stuff show. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Amanda.
You're not welcome.
We will be back next Tuesday, 9 p.m. What are we gonna do, Amanda? You're probably not gonna be involved in this episode, but you're more than welcome to. We're gonna talk about the top 10 best boxing films.
Oh no.
So you're more than welcome.
You could have been a contender.
No.
To give your list. Feel free to. So we'll be back next Tuesday. We're going to count down top 10 best boxing films. This Thursday, Master Debaters. Who's on Master Debaters this week?
Stefan.
Yay.
Our old friend Sean, and TBD on the third spot.
So Amanda.
Well, no, I mean, it's supposed to be Kyle. We're still working through some potential technical issues. So it is supposed to be Kyle from the Jack Random Show.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if not Amanda.
If not, it's going to be Amanda.
Because I'm busy, right? I said I was too busy.
Yes.
After this episode, I don't know if she'll ever be back with us again. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe to us, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Movies Stuff Show. Please also tune in next Monday for a brand new veggie lasagna show. We've killed Amanda. There
I'm
she is.
so sorry.
Anyone got any final words?
I'm so sorry. This was horrible.
Marty, Departed.
Departed and Shanny Irish need respect, and I will be their champion starting next week with boxing, which will have a Shanny Irish film.
The champion of the Irish. The champion of the Irish. That's really setting your sights for the stars there, brother.
Now that we've made fun of the Irish yet again, Abe, is that what you're living off sauce with?
I guess so. You know, stupid mix. I guess I don't know.
Hurtful, very hurtful.
Can we edit that out? Oh, we're live. That's right. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.